Alright, Capricorn, it is time for your August reading. Go ahead and jump right into it. Tonight I'll be using the Phantasmagoria Tarot of Vampires deck. And I don't have the box for it anymore. It was just really cumbersome, so I actually keep it in a separate box, but I will show you the cover of the box that I use. That's the box that I keep this deck in. And Dobby has been, he's been very insistent in being in the middle of things, but I'll just probably have to keep setting him to the side, and there's some pillows over here that he usually likes, but there's nothing he likes more than being in the middle of things, so if he gets too much, I may just have to put him away. Put him somewhere else. Dobby, we're not gonna do this. Thank you, buddy. He just went all wet noodle on me, which is super adorable and everything, but so far we've got the Ten of Scepters and the Magician. Ooh. We've got the Priestess. I'm sure you guys are as ready as I am to be out of this retrograde. Also, stick around at the end of the video, because if you're interested, I'm trying out a new thing where I do a little reading for you and your fur baby. So if you're interested to see how your energy is interacting with them and what you can do to kind of support them during this month, definitely stick around for that, because I will put a link at the end of the video. Okay, well, that one popped out. So we've got the Ten of Knives and the Daughter of Knives as well. The Queen of Scepters. I'll show these all to you as we go through the reading as well. The Seven of Scepters, the Two of Scepters. Ooh, a lot of scepters going on here. Capricorn's feeling fiery. The Ace of Knives. Ooh, that was a whole chunk. We just need one more card and then we'll get started. Alright, this is interesting. So we had the Three of Skulls popped out, and then we had another whole stack turn over in here. So we're just going to leave those here. I'll keep this at hand in case we need to clarify anything, but I'll go ahead and get into your read. So we start off with the Ten of Scepters, which is a fiery energy here. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. But in this deck, scepters are wands. And you can see she's got scratches on her back, and it looks like that might be the Sagittarius symbol. And there's kind of a mask set off to the side, but you can still see her face. So she's not really being, there's no, even though there's a mask in the picture, she's not wearing it. Like, you can see exactly what she's dealing with, and even though she's been battered and everything, she's still very fierce. So this is a strong energy. It's like finishing out, I mean, it's definitely rounding out a cycle, but it's like, with all the scratches and scrapes and everything that she's dealt with, she's not she's not broken by any means, but she's definitely wise, and she's not hiding who she is. Then we have the Magician coming in here strong, which is Major Arcana, and you can see he's kind of a wild looking character. He's pouring wine or blood out of a chalice, probably blood because this is a vampire deck, let's be real, into a bowl, and that bowl has all of the astrological symbols on it right here in the corner. He's also got a skull on the table, which represents the pentacles. The chalice, of course, is the cups. He has the scepter in his hand, and let me see here. Honestly, the one thing that's not... oh, there it is. No, there's a dagger sticking out of the skull, which is the swords. So he's got every single element represented here, and then he's got a candle on the table. And this is really making what you want out of a situation. So I feel like you're coming out of this, you're finishing strong, it's fiery. You've been injured, but you're not broken, and you're making the very best out of a situation. You're creating everything that you desire from this situation with the Magician. We also have the Priestess here, which is a strong, wise energy. She's got, I want to say the woodland creatures all live on her skirts. Like, she is almost Mother Nature, but a very, like, the ancient one, wise, and just a very witchy energy here, which I really love. But she's got her book there. She's always studying, trying to learn more. The moon there is almost effervescing, and there again she's got this black candle, so she's very protected, she's very wise. And then we move into the Ten of Knives, which I had never really noticed before. She also has the black candle here, so this is also closing a cycle, and this one can be a really tough one. And I think it's interesting that we're coming out of the Mercury retrograde and you're getting this, where it's like you've got two different cycles here that are closing, and you're coming out of them very different. This one very nearly killed you, but at the same time you've got that black candle in the background, which is also a symbol of protection, and that is a very protected space to be in. The thing here with the knife and stuck into her heart, it's like the thing that's killing you is your own way of thinking here. And this in the end of this cycle, how do you want to approach the new pattern, the new cycle? We then have the Daughter of Knives, and you can see she's kind of listless. She's not very much here. She's not thinking about this situation. I mean, she is facing it, but she's looking off into the distance to something new, and you can also see these flowers here. There's blood and all this stuff around her, but she's got these flowers here that are untouched by everything else around it. So there's a new opportunity there, and it's almost like it's growing out of this current situation with the Daughter of Knives, a young feminine energy there. So look for, as you're coming out of this difficult situation, look for a new opportunity. Look for the beauty in the pain. Look for that new growth. We also have the Queen of Scepters here, who, again, this goes back to the Ten of Scepters energy. She's really unbothered. So I feel like these are two different situations that are happening at the same time. And it could be two situations, and I mean, this will depend on who you are, and I feel like you'll know who you are. These are two entirely different situations, and you have one and not the other, or it's two different ways of looking at the same situation, and this is showing you your options. It could be, so basically those would be the three options. You have one of the situations, you have the other situation, or you do have both situations, but it's two sides of the same coin. I hope that makes sense. We have the Queen of Scepters here. She's unbothered. This is going back to the Ten of Scepters energy, and you can see that this is probably where the scratches came from. It's almost like your guide is pulling you in a different direction. This cat being your guide here. And I mean, that's what you were you're fighting against it, but you've got your back to it. I mean, it's interesting, turning your back away from that, but this one is kind of almost coming into harmony with that and really embodying it in a feminine aspect. And again, masculine or feminine doesn't relate to your gender, but either one is in both male and female, and either one can be dominant in male or female. We then have the Seven of Scepters, and there's a Leo sigil here on her shoulder. I don't know if you can see that. So there's a lot of, you may be dealing with a Leo energy or a Leo female. She's really coming into her power here. You're dealing with a strong Leo female, I feel like. They've definitely got Leo somewhere in their chart, and it will really just depend on their chart, the situation that you're dealing with that person. But that may be something that's kind of coming through strongly and will represent in the aspects of if it's the Ten of Scepters, the Ten of Knives, or two sides of the same coin that you're going to be feeling from them. We also have the Two of Scepters. And here in the background, I like this card because in the background you can see that there's a tower there, and it's almost like you're working your way away from the tower. And this can really go different ways. This is Aries energy. So there's a lot of fire that you're dealing with, Capricorn, and I'm wondering how you're doing, because I feel like this could almost be like eating you up. Like the fire energies that are out there, and when I say like probably strongly Leo, but there's so much fire in your chart that it could be Leo, it could be Sagittarius, it could be Aries. It's not necessarily specific, and it can be masculine or feminine. I just feel like you're dealing with a lot of fire, and if these are people in your life, I feel like they might be almost. And I don't feel like you can ever really overpower Capricorn, but you can definitely push Capricorn to the point where they're uncomfortable. And I would say, Capricorn, like think about what you want. Like, don't let them push you to the tower. Don't let them push you to the tower. And it's not even, I'm not even saying to fight, because he looks like he's ready to fight in this situation. I'm not saying to fight, but don't let people push your energy. Really ground yourself. And I know for earth signs it can be very easy to be stubborn, and I'm not even saying be stubborn. I'm not saying be fighting people or let them push you back into the tower situation. I'm saying Ace of Knives. You need a new way of thinking in this situation. You really need a new way of thinking. And out of that, we have this feminine energy here, the Three of Skulls, which is Pentacles here. There's a spider. I don't like spiders. There's a skull here, and it's almost like a bull or a ram. I don't know. I'm feeling really Scorpio or like Earth energy. More Taurus energy or Scorpio. I don't know where that's coming from. And she's weaving the web here. So I'm almost seeing like be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Really keep your wits about you in this situation, and guard your energy. It really seems like you have to be the one who's weaving the web. You take control of this situation. Like, don't let anybody push you in any direction. Don't let anybody provoke you. Don't go into a fight or anything like that. It's not that at all. It's literally taking that air energy and like using your mind. And I know that maybe people don't really think of Capricorn this way in an earth sense, that you are so grounded in everything, but Capricorns are also very logical and very methodical and thoughtful about their processes. So be that wise one and spin your web. As far as law of attraction, I feel like you have all the tools in your hand. Like, you already know what needs to happen in that air energy, and the fire here, the situation that you're dealing with, I feel like they think that they can overpower you, but you know that they can't. And the only things, it's to use your strength. because they will be your guide, and that will be the web. And just kind of relax into it and be grounded again. So ways of grounding are spending time outside, being in the earth, gardening, meditation, those kinds of things. Get into your earth energy, and you've got this. You've got this, Capricorn. I hope this was helpful. Also, stick around if you want to see that you and your pet reading that I'm going to have after this. Thanks so much, Capricorn.